Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin just crashed through 29,000. Cleared all liquidity there. 28,900 coming in thicker. 28,440, 28,840, 28,880 coming in thicker there. We didn't get a bounce up yet anyways. You know, more downturn is probably coming, guys. Alts are bleeding and alts are bleeding hard. Yes, there's a few gems in there. SEI is a big one. We're going to be talking about that today. It just recently launched. We're going to be talking about a lot of alts today and what could potentially happen with them. We're going to try to find you some gems. We got a lot of stuff trending right now. There's a lot of talk on Twitter about buying Binance accounts and how shady this is. KuCoin. There's a lot to cover in today's video. Coinbase being approved for futures for institutional people. You know, not for regular Joes, not for traders, but it's a step in the right direction. So we're going to cover that today. We're going to dissect the markets, dissect Bitcoin as we do every single day on this channel. Take a look at some crypto Twitter stuff, get you caught up on what's been going on the macro side of things. We got some mortgage numbers, some home sales information out today, so you're going to take a look at that as well. Got an action-packed video for you today, so buckle up. We're going to try to figure out which way this puppy is heading. Try to find you some plays. Spoiler alert, we found a lot of them. We found one last night in SEI. We had some people in Discord taking some crazy profits, right? We have Brian up here, 118%. So it's been fun. It's been a fun ride, guys. And we've been calling them HBAR, ton, RUNE. Rode the RUNE play up on some spot bags, but we're going to get into it today. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. Stay in touch. More importantly than that, hop in Discord. I'm telling you, that's where the action is happening. I only put out one video a day, but I'm putting out tons and tons of TAs and plays and great information in Discord. Small, tight-knit community. That's how I'm going to keep it. And the first 100 active members that join are going to be grandfathered into any pay gate I do in the future, meaning you get it for free. So hop on in, take advantage of it while it's there. Let's just jump right into it, guys. So look, Bitcoin's coming down even further. You know, I'm going to show you the Bitcoin play that I'm in. I'm in some other plays too and other coins, as you guys know. And, you know, up 60% right now. And I've been holding on to this one for a while now. My average entry price on this is 29,847, up 60% right now, up about $15,000. It is a 17 Bitcoin play. But Bitcoin's looking like it's struggling, guys. It looks like it's coming down. You can see this liquidity. Some bid liquidity just came in. Hopefully that holds us, but if we crash right through that again, I mean, we're just coming down further. Taking a larger look at the Bitcoin liquidity right now, you know, we talked about this during last night's live stream, which was fun. You guys should, I'm telling you, turn on those notifications. We had a lot of fun last night, and we made a good call. You know, we found out what was trending in SEI. We checked it out. Some people took some plays, made some money. But you can see we're just coming down for this liquidity that's down here. So cleared out this at 29. Cleared out this at 28,950. You know, we got 28,900, 28,800, 28,700, 28,600, and the real big liquidity is sitting at 28,500. But we crashed through 29. 29 was thicker right now, and as you can see, as we come on down, if we lose this 27,800 level, we're talking a $25,000 Bitcoin again, and that's realistic. That's where we are in the market right now. It's bearish, right? It's been bearish for a while. We've been in downturn now for weeks. For about 3 weeks, since we were at that $31,800 level where I told people to get out, right? Cash out your bags, cash out all your alts, because we're going to see 20 to 50% drawback in alts, I said. And guess what? Most of them have already had a 20% drawdown, if not more. So there's going to be more bleeding to come, guys. The economy's not doing good. You know, say what you will about Michael Barry, whatever his name is, but he just went short on major indexes, right? So I'm not the only one seeing what's happening here. You know, I don't want to spell doom and gloom, but we also, you know, we talked about it in Discord last night where we are in the same spot we were on Bitcoin going into the 2020 halving that we are into the 2024 halving, where we had the big run up, right? And then what happened is we hit that top and then we tested the bottom, the previous bottom, which in this case would be the FTX bottom. I don't know if we go down that low. But 20K, 19K, I could see that being as a real possibility for a possible retest before we get that pump up into the halving. And then we're talking, especially with the spot ATS and stuff like that, a 6-figure Bitcoin is not out of the question. But we're following the same pattern that we followed into and leading up to that 2020 halving. And let's talk about it. This is what I'm talking about. So The bottom, the 2019 beginning of 2020 bottom was right here, right? Then it was 469 days to the halving date. So we had our FTX bottom here, and it's 482 days to the halving date. So back in the 2019, 2020 run, you can see we were up, right, at the beginning of that kind of time frame, right? Just like we are now. And then what happened? It was down only, and we double bottomed, and then we took off into the halving and a bull market. So is it going to be the same thing, right? Are we going to come back way down? It's possible, right? 20,000-ish I'm calling. I don't know that we go back down to like that 15.8 level or whatever with FTX. That was a catalyst or a black swan event. I don't know that we go down that low. I hope we don't, right? Although part of me kind of wants to, so I can kind of stack some more cheap Satoshis before the bull run, before the halving. But you can see how these are playing out in a similar fashion, right? So, you know, are we going to make another low before we pump up into the bull market? It's possible. Not only is it possible, but it is very, very likely, right? So let's pull up Bitcoin here. Let's go to the daily time frame, and let's kind of figure out what is going on, right? So let's go to my object tree. So we're losing the yearly trend line, right? Very, very scary, very, very bearish. On top of that, this is that larger kind of ascending wedge pattern that we're in that breaks out to the downside. So if we take a measured move, right, and if we lose it here, that's a $20,000 Bitcoin, guys. On top of that, we're seeing divergences. So price has been going up, CVD has been going down. That's a bearish divergence. That was our first warning sign, right? The RSI was doing the same thing. So if we go back here, we pull this up, we turn on my indicators, you can see, so here we go. Price is going up, right? Price up, 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 up. RSI down, 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 right? Same thing on the momentum. So price is going up as we're making lower lows, lower highs, I should say. So we got bearish divergence of CVDs, momentum, money flow. We got it on the RSI. We had it everywhere. So we have an idea of where the market's going. I'm not the only one who sees this. The thickest level of liquidity on this map right now sits right there, right? And at about 19.5 is kind of that to 25. So about $1,000 spread there of liquidity. It's the thickest on the map. Like, again, I'm going to keep referring to this because it was a good live stream last night, but when the market thinks something's going to happen, when the majority of the market in whales, and obviously the whales think that, look at this CVD just trending down. When the general consensus is that we're going down, typically you go down. Trading is very psychological. And then just for those that don't know, this is Kingfisher. These are large whale orders, $1 million plus, spot plays heading down, right? You know, the TWAP orders kind of bouncing all over the place, kind of tough to gauge there, but it doesn't really matter. It's whatever the whales do. So long story short, I mean, we're at support right now on Bitcoin. So, I mean, really, we got to hold that zone. We lose that zone, it's going to get ugly. And especially if we lose that kind of 27, what was it? Right here. I mean, this is that big, look at all that liquidity sitting right there. You know, we lose this. I mean, there's probably 400 or 500 Bitcoin at each one of these levels here, but starting at about 27.9-ish, 27.8, and really 28K, we start losing that. It's a 25K Bitcoin. We're retesting that. And then we reanalyze, readjust. Now, do we come down there? I'm not saying it's for certain. I'm just saying that's what the market looks like right now. That could change tomorrow. We could get some ETF news. We could get something that could pump us up. But right now, we're in a bearish mindset. We take it one level at a time here on Alpha Air. Us Aereheads, we got to take this one level at a time and think about both scenarios. So you have a plan for both scenarios. But right now, Bitcoin bleeding. We broke through 29K. It's looking bearish. Alts are bleeding even harder. And we're going to dissect some alts today, guys. We're going to try to find some plays, try to find maybe some spot bags we can add to. We're going to talk about SEI, HBAR, ton, a lot of these. RUNE token today. But let's get into a few news pieces first. Maybe check out some things on crypto Twitter briefly, and then we're going to hop back into some alt plays. And like always, all these timestamps are down below. Feel free to hop around, but you might miss something if you do. Let's do it. On top of that, any of these articles or anything that I go over is going to be linked down below too, so make sure you check it out. Like this article we're going to go over right now. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. This is a great read, and you need to know this type of stuff. So the FIT Act is the most comprehensive crypto regulation ever voted on by Congress. A bipartisan vote would send a clear message from Washington, D.C. that crypto is here for good. So this has passed a lot of the committees, right? It's not perfect. The FIT Act is the most comprehensive piece of legislation to be put up by Congress so far. The FIT Act garnered vital bipartisan support, which is crazy right now because Pocahontas Elizabeth Warren is out here just trying to kill crypto, and a lot of the other Democrats are as well. SEC, there seems to be a strong push by the left to just kill crypto. They don't like what they can't control. But it's making it a symbol of cooperation and recognition that the sector is too important for the status quo regulatory regime to stand. We're going to lose it. This is going to be like losing Apple or Microsoft to other countries, which is what's happening. You're seeing what's happening in Hong Kong, in Dubai. The Netherlands just approved the first Bitcoin ETF spot. So we're already losing the battle. These companies are moving offshore. They're moving elsewhere. Not only that, but it's hard to even sign up to trade leveraged futures right now. You have to do it, dishonestly. You have to do it on an exchange and use a VPN. 9 out of 10 exchanges, and even then they won't work. And you're playing risky games with that. But I'm not going to cover this or why it's important. It's a lot. Feel free to check this out for yourself, but you need to know this. Check it out. Links down below. So Coinbase finally wins approval to list crypto futures in the United States. So the approval makes Coinbase the first crypto platform to offer regulated and leveraged crypto futures alongside traditional spot trading. So this is going to be for institutions only because it's a nanny state and we're not adult enough to make our own financial decisions. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to, right? But it's a step in the right direction. It's going to be huge. I mean, all this stuff, I'm telling you right now, all this stuff, and you couple it together with the ETFs, the halving, I mean, we're in for an explosive run pending the entire economy doesn't melt down, which it very possibly could at this point. But pretty cool to see there. So all the interest rates are having an effect on mortgage demands. They drop again as interest rate, 22-year high right now. The average contract interest rate is 7.16% from 7.09, 26% lower than the same week a year ago. Applications to refinance a home fell 2% for the week and 35% lower than the same time a year ago. All these realtors out here are probably worrying, probably having to pick up part-time jobs and flipping burgers somewhere or something. It's not looking good. I mean, if you're buying a house right now, I feel bad, especially when I locked in my rate like 3.15% or something like that at the start of the pandemic when everything was giving away loans. But it's not looking good. This is not good for the economy, but it's also what happens when you raise interest rates. So, quick recap. So we do get Fed FOMC minutes, which is their notes from the previous Fed meeting at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today that could move the markets depending on what they say, hawkish, bearish tone. But it's probably not going to be. Markets are already down. China tells funds to not sell stocks. Intel deal scrapped because of China. Kind of some macroeconomic news that is going on. But Fed minutes are going to be the big one today. Again, housing came in under expectation, actually ahead. The data is very strong. So building permits are a leading indicator and are reflecting the drop in home builder sentiment. So just kind of, again, I'm going to link this down below. It's kind of just a wrap up of what has happened so far today. It's a pretty good site. They do this every single day, but pay attention to those Fed minute meeting may move markets. Then tomorrow we get the initial jobless claims. You got your expectations at 240K. This could move markets too, but they always fudge these numbers and then do a correction later. So we shall see what happens. Then nothing going on Friday. Just a quick peek ahead to next week. Existing home sales. What else do we have there? Jobless claims. Again, not much going on next week either. So slow couple weeks. Maybe hopefully we can catch our feet. If not, the bleed will continue. Let's do a quick brief crypto Twitter check-in before we start diving into some alts and trying to find some plays for the day. Just kind of trying to figure out what everyone's talking about, squawking about on Twitter. So FundStrat's Tom Lee on live TV. If the spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved, and when he says the, I mean, it's meaning all of them, right? The clearing price of BTC is 150 to 180,000. What do you think? I'm just going to play this quick. Let me know if you agree with him, because I kind of do, because it's not just this, it's coinciding with the halving as well.
I always like hearing your price targets because you are so fearless. Where are you on Bitcoin by the end of next year, let's say?
Well, if the spot Bitcoin gets approved,
yeah,
I think the demand will be greater than the daily supply of Bitcoin. And so the clearing price, this is done by Sean Farrell, who's our crypto digital strategist, is over 150,000. It could even be like 180,000.
But that's only if the spot, only if the ETF gets approved.
Yeah, and US, a spot US, because a spot Bitcoin ETF is approved outside the US.
Okay, but if it's not approved, then are we just lingering around 29,000?
There's still upside counts because of the halvening next year. So you'll have a drop in supply again. So the clearing price has to increase, but it won't be six figures.
So I agree with him, right? So if we get the halving and the spot ETF approvals, the clearing price has to go up. Talking six figures here. If we don't get the spot ETFs, number one, that's going to be insanity if we don't. If we can have a futures ETFs but not spot ETFs, it just makes absolutely no sense. You know, probably not going to be six figures because we still have all the economic stuff. We're not going to be back down to 3% mortgages at the end of next year, right? We still have a lot of struggle ahead of us. FOMC minutes preview. The debate is shifting from how high are we going to go to how long. That's what I was just referring to. How long are we going to be in this mess? How long are we going to be squeezing down on lending and borrowing as a result of high interest rates? Material indicators coming out, posting their liquidity chart saying 29K has been breached, and now watching the CVDs, right? You don't need to watch them on fire charts. You can watch them anywhere. They're just trying to sell you a $150 a month subscription, but they're trying to see when and where the buying resumes. And then this is something I always talk about. You don't want to catch knives and you don't want to catch rockets to outer space, right? So when you have a big move down, when you clear liquidity like that, you're gambling on which way the market's going to go next. You got to wait. You got to wait till the buying resumes and you kind of catch your feet and see where that liquidity comes in next. And just for the record, it looks like at least a little bit the buying has resumed, right? Just a little bit, but not much. I mean, we're up $60 from that 29K level. Bitcoin trading volume at the lowest point ever recorded, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we don't need spot volume. We don't need retail because we have institutions right now stepping on board. However, it would be lovely and just more juice to this rocket ship once we do take off if retail was here. So buy more, right? But it's just been trending down, which has been, I mean, it's been a bearish divergence, right? But this is just further insight into where we are as a market right now. The momentum's just not there. The FOMO is just not there. It's pretty lackluster right now. So this is going to bring us into our segue from crypto Twitter to alts, right? So the SEI mainnet beta Pacific 1 is here. Users may now bridge and stake their SEI. This marks the beginning of a long voyage transitioning Web 2 experiences to Web 3 applications with lightning fast time and finality. Note, Atlantic and airdrop rewards will be claimable following an initial warm-up period while the ecosystem gets prepared. The SEI Foundation looks forward to seeing the exciting new applications built. So, you got to remember when we TAing this and talking about this, the airdrop rewards can tank a price, right? And, that's just how it goes. So SEI token launched on August 15th on Bitfinex, Binance, MEXC, others. It's a Cosmos SDK-based blockchain layer 1 and launched its native token on several exchanges. Huge debut. It was trending. We saw it trending last night. We talked about this last night, and it's been up since, right? I mean, it's the number one trend last night. It's number 3 trend today. It gained 2,650% in 24 hours. Congratulations if you were on that live last night or caught on to the, not only that, but the video I put out about how I find these trending coins. You would have been put onto this and up a whole lot of money. So let's just first check out SEI. So it appears so far anyways, the developers community, everyone has done a good job with this coin launch. I mean, if we take it just from where we were to where we are right now, I mean, we're up 213%. I mean, this is on this specific exchange. It was up again 2,400%, something like that. But, you know, here's how these usually go, right? So if we look up SWE Tether, right? This is how these launches usually go. So this is why I urge caution to people in Discord, right? So usually it's a God candle up right away at launch, and then it's just a bleed out. That's typically how these go until you find your footing, right? And then you build up. So looking pretty good, at least so far on SEI token. So if we drill in a little bit, let's go to a 30-minute chart here, right? So let's go to the hourly. So we did make a lower low, so it's a little concerning, right? But all alts are bleeding today, so it was kind of up. And remember, we were talking about this last night around here, and then since we were talking about it, right? I mean, it had a 60% run up to the top side before this little bit of correction. So could possibly see, you know, maybe a little shoulder, head and shoulders playing out here, something like that. People are taking profits. It had a huge run. That's what happens. You got to get on these things early. Now, I don't usually recommend playing with token launches because most of them don't go this way. Most of them, you know, the founders, you know, make all the money, right? So just urging a little caution here. Throw in your watch list. I'm not telling you to buy a bag of it right now, but I see this going up for sure in the next bull run big time. You know, even in the short term, I mean, it's still trending, right? It's still the number 3 trend right now. But just everything's bleeding, man. The entire market's bleeding. I mean, just take a look, right? Look at, here we go. I mean, SEI is the one standout gem in a just complete sea of red. And this is going to be a complete sea of red. I mean, alts are going to bleed even more. If you remember, I said weeks, 3-4 weeks ago, we got another 20 to 50% downturn on most alts coming, and then more on a lot of them. And we've already surpassed that on some coins. It's just not looking good. So I'm just urging caution. I said get out at 31.8. I said get out of alts. We're going down. I did personally. I got out of everything, and I'm shorting a lot of coins. I'm still in shorts from the top on certain coins. CRV, BNB, Matic, some others as well. But that's where we're at. That's what I'm seeing. It's hard to TA a coin that's been out for not even 24 hours yet. It puts you this way. It's impossible. It's impossible to TA a coin. But long-term wise, I could see this going up. So let's take a look at, you can't even take a look at money flow or anything yet, right, guys? I mean, it just hasn't been out long enough. Can we do it on the 10-minute yet? Yeah, I guess you can a little bit. You can see where that initial money flow came in and people started taking profits. VWAP's just flopping back and forth. But I'm bullish on SEI. Do your own research. Links down below to this article. You know, study the tokenomics on it. See if it's a project you like. If it is, you know, watch and see what happens with the price. I'm not telling you at this point right now to take any positions. You know, I would be cautious. I would probably look elsewhere. But bullish on the project from my initial glance. I need to look into it further, research it, and just take a look. But tough to launch a coin in this market right now. That is for sure. Let's take a look at Solana, man. I mean, this is what I was, if you watched last night's live, I was talking about, what was I talking about? Being in this bull pennant and then the breakdown, right? Go watch last night's live. Or in Discord, I posted this as well before this happened. So if you would have taken this short, and I know some of you guys even took it up here when I was talking about it, you know, that's a 4 or 5%. You know, if you took 5 times leverage, 20% win, congratulations. So now what's happening? So it looks like we're flagging out a little bit again here. You know, if we, you know, continue down, right? Maybe a $22, but I think the real point we're trying to get to is this liquidity right here, right? Kind of middle ground, about 22.303 on Solana right now. Look, alts are bleeding. They're going to bleed. You know, money flow continues to bleed. The VWAP's flopping back and forth, but it's not enough. I mean, there's not enough momentum here. Now, we are making some kind of higher highs here. Hopefully we can kind of find a bottom on some of these alts, but I do not believe we're done bleeding yet, guys. Yeah, you're going to have some little upswings. Everything, you know, nothing goes down in a straight line. Nothing goes up in a straight line. Sometimes you'll have a few God candles back to back. You'll have a crazy run like HBAR or RUNE's had recently, which we've been talking about before they happened. And we'll look at those coins again today. But, you're going to have this. That's what this is. It's the VWAP. People are buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. But the overall money flow is heading down. Check it out, guys. I'm not making this crap up. Near. Talked about this yesterday. Called out this play yesterday at 9 o'clock in the morning before the move happened. Said if we need to hold this support. It doesn't look like we are. Alts are going to bleed more. And then what happened? We lost the support. Near came down 8%, right? 40% win, 5 times leverage. What can I tell you? It's just playing out. Not only that, but there was a step on the way down where it kind of flagged out again. So you knew it was going to come down in equal amount, and it did. You take the measure, move from that flag to there, and then look at that breakout right to the point. So we're starting to hit some of this liquidity here. Now, typically when we get to this level, the selling continues, right? So if we don't get a bounce between about 1.2 to 1.233, I'm afraid there's not much below us, guys. We're making the lows. The lowest we've ever been. So we're in price discovery level. On the downside, we're in price discovery level. Hopefully we don't go that low, but if we do, Near protocol could be looking at more downside. Just take a look at this RSI, right? So this is the 4-hour chart underneath all the moving averages. It's just, we're undersold or oversold, I should say. So hopefully the market starts to buy this dip, because if we don't, guys, this puppy is going to bleed even more. So kind of double bottom potential here too, but still more downside till we get to that potential double bottom. Another 3-4% bleed could be in the cards there, and then it could just chop around here for a little bit. Hopefully we get that kind of rounded bottom so we can kind of come back up there. So that's what I'm seeing on Near protocol. Not looking good right now. Need to catch our feet. So if you're holding Near right now, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have been holding it. You don't want to hold bags into the ground, guys. This is what I've been talking about. It's been down only. So what are you doing? Right? I get it. You're probably stuck now, but it's been just down, down, down. Not only that, but we're making a kind of like a descending triangle, right? If you take the measured move from that, that's a 80-cent Near potential if alts continue to bleed more. Like I said, man, Bitcoin needed to have a good day today. Otherwise, these alts are just going to bleed further and further and further. And if you're still holding a bag of Near from up here, you need to give this channel a follow, because I told you guys to get out. And when I say that, that doesn't mean you can't still follow the project and hop in later, right? So I'm saying you take your profits up here, cash out, let it hit a bottom, cash back in, and you just like bajillion times how many Near you hold. You don't have, that's what whales are doing. You don't have to be a whale to swim with them, right? Litecoin lost that bear flag, right? We're about 60% of the way there, potential to kind of come on down. Now, this would kind of be like a little bit of a potential double bottom coming here. And if we don't get that to hold, here would be the next levels that I'm looking at, right? So there, hopefully we get a double bottom here. This could be a potential double bottom here as well, because you got all that. But if we don't hit it there and we continue to bleed down, the steps along the way are right there, right? You can see them. Pause the video, mark them on your chart. Potential another 20% downside for Litecoin, man. People are just, not only taking profits, right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. Money flows bleeding out. Red dot on this current 4-hour candle. So more downside potential. You can see the manipulation X's there. You can see the RSI well under the simple moving average starting to get oversold, I should say, on the 4-hour time frame. I'm just telling you, these alts are not looking good. Bitcoin is only down 0.37% today, and alts are bleeding much harder. Taking a look at HBAR and what happened. Well, we broke outside of this channel. So far, HBAR has been on a tear, right? Really since this run started, about an 80% run up to that top. But we're making higher high, right? Then we broke outside that channel, made a higher high. So far, we're making a higher low. So we got your low, higher low, higher low, higher low. If this holds, that's going to be bullish. So you need to watch this, because if this is bullish and this is the bottom of this current breakout, right? And we kind of come back up and we make, we could be making another higher high. So this pattern is going to continue until it doesn't. That's what a pattern does, right? So you could be looking at a potential increase here somewhere around, if this holds, right? We're at the top of the channel, so I urge caution. Could be another 27% run up to make a higher high. You know, probably targeting that kind of 0.07832 level on HBAR. Now, if we don't and we start coming back down, I would expect this to come back down to the bottom of this channel, and you'd want to watch that for a lower low, right? Then we start kind of thinking differently there, right? The first lower low, you kind of urge caution, right? And then you kind of see if it's going to make a, you know, a lower high. And then we're starting to get into a different pattern, right? A different pattern. You can look at RUNE, and so far we're looking pretty good. I mean, you know, we talked about this in last night's video, but you know, this was the original thing that I drew down here before the price broke out. I bought my spot bag down here, and I am still in my spot bag until we lose this 1.404 level. So far, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and what I said, where this needed to be flipped to support. So you can see how it was previous resistance. We were banging our head against there. What we didn't want to see is like a rounded top, then we're coming down. So we broke it. Now we retested it once. We've retested it right now. So if this holds, we're going to see more upside on Thor chain. You know, this is some pretty big resistance level here that we need to crack through. If we get through that, we're kind of looking up here to kind of come up here to about 1.8. And like I said, one level at a time, guys, because if we can't get this and we get rejected and we fall back in here, it's going to come back down, and we're going to retest these levels on the way, period. All right, guys, I'm at the 30-minute mark. That's what I try to keep these videos at. It's hard to keep you guys' attention for even that long. But if you want more TAs, hop in Discord, right? Discord.gg/alpha Aereheads. I post this stuff more than just this all day long, calling out plays. We're in there chatting. It's a small community, and I'm going to keep it that way. My goal of doing this is to help people become better traders, but also to help myself become a better trader and learn stuff from you guys, and I do. So hop on in, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll be in Discord if you guys need me. If you want to see something TA'd in tomorrow's video, drop it down below. And I'm out. Air out. Later, Airheads.